Self-shipping community. Some people like it, some people hate it. If you don't know what the self-shipping is, it's the act of shipping one with fictional characters. Some people do it for fun. Some people do it because they generally simp for a character. Some people just do it because, quite frankly, they're very lonely. Fictional characters, in general, are a comfort for most. Some of them even use it to, help with issues in their life, or at least use them to practice, talking to them. In a way, it's all in all fun, but the community so far has been proven to be very toxic, and here's why. There's issues in the community where people have these radical views of what a character should or shouldn't be with. For instance, I've seen many people put in there, they have every right to not, allow people to, interact with them because they share a character. But at this point in time, it's gone to the point where even then, when they have that in their interaction, thing, they get a little too up in arms about whether or not that people should interact with them, to the point that everything becomes concerning because they're very much jealous of other people. By jealous, I mean they will harass or even ban you from servers just for shipping with characters they like. For instance, I'm not naming any names because I don't know who this person is anymore because I don't really share a mutual server or I don't go around in the server or self-shipping servers anymore because I learned the hard way that self-shippers are just cruel people. There was a person who liked a character from the first iteration of Story of Seasons, the one on the 3DS. His name was Rhaegar. He's a cook chef who I fell in love with because of how cute he is, and I also seemingly have, I would say, a good taste for cooking. So, I basically it's a no-share server. So, essentially, a no-share is where you can't share with people or something like that, something stupid like that. It's where your characters, that if you simp for them, they're protected, and you have to claim them, which is a stupid system, in my opinion, and should be eradicated. So, the person obviously self-shipped. He was there first, so they got the first dibs on Rhaegar. So I mentioned that we share the same character, and I wanted to bond with someone. They kind of got really upset and started, getting mad at me for it. I was trying to bond with someone who likes the same thing as me, and they got really mad. It's so much so that I left the server because I was very uncomfortable by their opinions. People in these type of spaces would stop at anything to get offended at you just for shipping yourself with a character that should be freebies to begin with. Even if the character is hold near and dear to you, it shouldn't be without being said that you shouldn't lose your shit over sharing a character, because especially if it's a famous character like Astrid from especially if it's a character from Astrid from, let's see, what am I thinking about? From the hit game Baldur's Gate 3. People really like the character so much that you cannot go anywhere without seeing him. And he's become, I opened up a self-ship server. Someone mentioned that they had Astrid as their favorite character. They're like, oh, I'm gonna leave then. It's not like I actually actively self-ship with him anyways, which made the stupid decision to leave. I mean, you're free to leave, but leaving because I mentioned that I like the character too is just a little too much. Along that, the people are very, protective of their characters. I get it. You form long friendships or crushes on the character. And that's an issue. If you're gonna fight over fictional characters and if they like you, instead of bonding with people that actually like the similar character, then you're the problem. I'm sorry. It's just fictional characters at the end of the day. They're not gonna... And it's that way with characters from different stages, I guess. It's in different stages where the person goes absolutely batshit insane because someone decided to, ship themselves with a character they liked. Yeah, they like this character, so this person must be very adamant of stealing this character from me. This character is mine. They shouldn't be shipping with them. Be fucking for real, man. It's just a fictional character. I always point out how, like, this is just turf wars at this point. You're willing to get mad at someone for saying that this character is cute. Like, they're not allowed to like a character because of their looks, or they're not allowed to do anything. No one knows for certain why a character is like that, other than the fact that someone wants to simp for the character, or give it, time. The character doesn't deserve it. And they're just fighting over it like some sort of, it's a game of, fighting. It's just stupid, and you should just grow the fuck up. I mean, I was like that several times for certain characters in Transformers, so whenever I joined a server, they allow us to, like, list out all the characters we don't want sharing. I would list certain Transformers. I grew out of that shit real quick, because the point is, if you don't like something, you shouldn't forcibly remove something. You abuse your fucking powers, because that's what they do usually. They have power on a Discord server. They see that you like a similar character to you. Bye-bye. You're rebooted from the fucking server because they don't want to see you, so they remove you instead of blocking you like a normal person. The self-shipping community at first wasn't filled with these no-sharing bozos, if I remember correctly, because I was in when I was like 11 years old, because I shipped with Sonic. Yeah, very mature. I used to go batshit off the walls insane because of Sally and Amy shippers, but that was like years ago. There weren't these much of people that were coping and seething because people shipped the same characters as them with each other. They were just fine with it. They didn't really care. They didn't really mention anything. But then these people flocked into our spaces, beginning to get upset when we post under the tags, under the self-shipping tags. So if you want to self-ship with someone but you don't want to share it with them, you can block them. You don't have to remove them from a server or have the mods say, "Mods, remove this faker from my presence immediately." Because it only shows that you're just someone who ruins people's fun. The point of self-shipping is to have fun. Most of you probably do have a partner of yourself. Treating the fictional character as a real partner is unhealthy, in my opinion. And it makes you look extremely possessive of a character. Not gonna lie. There's many servers out there that actively hoard these characters, refusing to let them go. And I've noticed that most of the characters on these lists are either non-human characters from anime, characters from Transformers properties that don't have any reason to be held. It's freaking annoying that some people are willing to collect these characters like they're Pokemon cards and not release them out into the wild. Like, for God's sake, be fucking for real. At first, my server was like that. I refused to let people, they could share characters, but then I openly just released it, saying, you know what? Go ahead. If you don't like the trials and tribulations of wanting to share a character, then you need to fucking you could follow my advice of going outside and touching grass, because it's, at the end of the day, it's all fictional. It's not your real partner. It will never be your real partner, sadly, and you need to learn that everyone's going to have similar tastes to you and similar tastes in characters. No one's going to stop because they don't like the same character as you, and that's really unhealthy. And the worst part is, where was this behavior? Like, normally, we would be mocked relentlessly for this behavior, but people are very much accepting of these terms and tribulations, to the point that most of the old-time self-shippers leave the community because people like them are being selfish. And, like I said, I get the attachment to characters, but think of it. Most of the characters you're shipping with probably don't like being held back. Most of them I can realize that I'd imagine most of these characters don't like possessive partners. Most of them don't like clingy partners. They want to be free. They want to have interactions with outside characters. And most of you guys, I know damn well, most of you people who probably do this know damn well that you're not using an AU version of the character. You're using the in-universe version of the character, the canon version of the character, not some dumb AU you use just to get out of a fucking argument. No. I don't think any of the characters, like, especially the characters that are good-hearted characters, will allow this behavior, because, quite frankly, that makes you look like a fucking psychopath. I'm sorry, I had to pull the psychopath card. Refusing to let a character go, or at least share it with someone, is possessive behavior. Possessive behavior oftentimes does not bode well. It goes to show that you're having too much attachments and too much love for the character to let someone enjoy it. I know this take is going to get me very much flamed by the community, but seeing that many people will literally lose their shit, remove people from their spaces, even if they're just gently reminding them that they don't like the character, they're just obsessed with it, like them, goes to show that you're mentally unstable and you need to actually step back from this activity. The best part of self-shipping is creating stories with you and a character that you like. It's not a game about whether or not this character is mine forever and ever. It's about forming relationships with people with the same interests as you, which has been lost to time because it's all about me, and not about me and the character and the community that we create. Which is ironic because I used to always get mad at people or even jealous when someone self-ships with a character that I like. That's why, and the best part about it is I can block people. I can set boundaries. But, like, removing people from servers just for doing this? No, that's kind of fucking wild, bruh. On unrelated notes, the self-shipping community, in my opinion, this is just a small rant video, but the self-shipping community has degraded over time. It became a contest, a Pokemon collection test of all the fictional how fast you can how fast you can fill up your fictional others decks, rather than actually posting about how you love this character. Can we go back to the time where everyone can bond over characters that they like and talk about scenarios? Especially when the best part about this is seeing many people who have the similar character making throuple scenarios with each other on whether or not this character would go with that character, essentially. So yeah, moral of the story is, if you're self-shipping, please have an open mind. Don't go into the sport basically taking up every single character, because that's not what we're here for. We're here to bond over fictional characters and their likes, not just fulfilling some fantasy that is never going to happen. So yeah, the next rant is going to be about shippers in general, because quite frankly, there was a video that I posted like a while back about the has-been hotel community. And there was like a video in the works, because I know I'm posting this self-shipping rant before that video, but it's essentially talking about another incident in the has-been community that you guys will probably like me yelling about, because apparently people really like me yelling about the has-been fandom, and people always say, preach, Spax, spill your shit indeed, but like, I'm sick and tired of this. Every single time I hear something bad about the has-been hotel community, I'm starting to think that it's desanitizing me. Because I've been in several bad communities, like the DDLC community, the Friday Night Funkin' community, the Sonic community, and of course the Roblox community. I've been in some pretty bad communities, but nothing comes close to has-been, so see you later.